everyone, so today's video is going to be on a subject that I know like a little bit about, anxiety. While I wouldn't classify myself as having like an anxiety disorder, I am kind of. It happens. It's kind of weird to talk about, sorry. Talking about it like it's a thing is kind of strange because I don't have an anxiety disorder, and it just makes me feel like I'm saying look at me when there are people that have it way far worse. But then I realized that was ridiculous because it's all a spectrum and you should never be made to feel like your anxiety is any less than somebody else's. Look at me, I'm not even making eye contact because I'm just really nervous now. I hope that that was a coherent enough intro for you. On to 5 steps of how to deal with anxiety. Step 1 is to breathe. When you are having anxiety or having some kind of panic attack, you typically start to breathe like really shallowly. You start to hyperventilate. There's a name for that. I should have just said hyperventilation. You start to hyperventilate, and that makes less oxygen get to your brain. So take many deep breaths. Step 2. I like to count 10 over and over again because it keeps your brain focused on something. You can do the alphabet, you can do like nursery rhymes, just something kind of repetitive that's going to keep your brain focused on one thing and it's not going to keep you thinking about anxiety. Step 3 is to accept and realize that you are having anxiety, and I think one of the worst things that you can do is just kind of be like, no, I'm fine, like if anybody asks, like it's something that you have to deal with. And if you know that you're in this state of mind where you're not going to be thinking of things logically, then you kind of know that all the thoughts you're having are just kind of outlandish and crazy and should not be given the amount of weight that you're giving them. Number 4. Are we doing numbers or steps? I can't remember. When I have like a test or something looming, just something dark in the distant future looming above me, I like to give myself like a 20-minute time frame where I can just freak out as much as I want. And I like to think of this as like the kind of forced avalanche approach. So if you give yourself like 20 minutes of freak out time and say like put a timer on, when the timer goes off you're like, okay, I'm fine now, I'm going about my day. And for me that really works so that I don't get it all at once at like the very worst time. Before I scheduled my freak out time, I would spend like hours huddled in a ball of anxiety. So, you know, we're better now. Step number 5 is a little strange, so bear with me. I told some people this and they all think it's really weird, but it really works for me. I am crazy about information. I like to just have information. It's why I love YouTube analytics so much. I constantly keep a tab on my anxiety on a 1 to 10 scale. So I'll just be like walking down the street or something, and if I'm alone, maybe I'm at like a 3. If I have a friend with me, maybe I'm at like a 4 or 5, depends on how well I know the friend. And then just any kind of stimulus that comes at me, I factor it into my 1 to 10 scale. It helps me to know where I'm at. Like, I know that when I get on an escalator, those electronic stairs, it adds like 2 to 3 points on my scale just by standing on it. Yeah, it's happened before where I'll be like walking around with friends and I'll be like, okay, I'm at like a 4 right now. And they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, on my anxiety scale. And they all laugh at me. So yeah, I hope this helps for anyone. Again, I don't have like a panic disorder. I'm just kind of horribly awkward and anxious. I'm taking my pulse right now. I don't think there's anything else I can say. Another good thing to do when you are having anxiety is to grab a little friend and snuggle up. In lieu of a real cat, my roommate bought me this. Her name is Samantha, and I put a Gryffindor themed bracelet on her. Or him. That's why she's Samantha. She can be Samantha or Sam. She's gender fluid. I'll see you next time.